It is 6:30 here in Accra, Ghana. Good evening. Welcome to News Tonight here on GHOne television. Coming up this evening, family and supporters of Archbishop Salifo Amoako assault EIB Network's legal affairs correspondent Murtala Inusa in court today over his coverage of the ongoing case. Meanwhile, the court has granted the man of God and his wife bail in the sum of 50,000 cedis each for allowing an unlicensed person to drive the vehicle. Also in the bulletin this evening, former Kumbungu Member of Parliament Ras Mubarak takes on Tamale South MP Haruna Idrisu over his motion to have 4 members of Parliament who will be contesting the 2024 election as independent candidates removed from the lawmaking house. Tonight, we'll also find out whether NDC flag bearer John Mahama is running away from a debate with the MPP's flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or not.
Why is John Mahama running away from the debate? Bawumia says he's ready any day for the debate. Why is Mahama running away from the debate?
And in business this evening, Sonon Asogli shuts down over $259 million debt owed it by power distributor ECG. We've got details of these and more coming up shortly in the bulletin. Stay with me. Well, grateful for your company this evening. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Details of our stories now. And legal affairs correspondent of EIB Network Murtala Inusa has been assaulted by relatives and supporters of embattled founder and leader of Alive Chapel, Archbishop Salifo Amoako. Now, the supporters who were preventing him and other journalists from taking shots of the man of God who has been charged for allowing his unlicensed son drive a vehicle, tore his clothes and stole his mobile phone. Murtala Inusa has joined me to share with us exactly what happened in court. So, Murtala, thank you so much for joining us. Quite a worrying development there. But what really happened today in court?
Oh, Joshua, in fact, it has been a very difficult day and a tough one, of course, to take. Yes, so sometime around 1:50 thereabout, when I was done from my cases at the law court complex, so I had information that Salifo Amoako and the wife and one other will be at the circuit court. So that's what I usually would do. I just made a way to the circuit court premises. And once I got there, I noticed that there was a police pickup that had already brought them. And so there were some sympathizers who had arrived. And you could see from what is happening that yes, something is happening at the circuit court. So upon getting there, and I gathered information that it is Salifo Amoako and then the wife who are in the vehicle. So as usual, I decided to get some videos to tell a story that Salifo Amoako and the wife have arrived at the circuit court premises. And just when I was about to do that, I had some people who are front, you journalists, you will not take any video here, you will not take any video here. So I approached one of them and said, look, we are members of the Judicial Press Corps. We have been duly accredited to do our work. So I put off my ID card, my Judicial Service Accreditation card, and I showed to this gentleman. He said, no, once they are coming from the police, what the police said was that it is in the area for the cell you cannot take pictures, and at the police station, when the people leave the police station, those at the premise or those sympathizers cannot protect their interests, so they are not allowing any journalist to take any video of a sort. So even at that particular point in time, you notice that I sent videos earlier,
right,
and the whole screen was shaking and that stuff. So they started preventing me from doing my work So at a certain point in time, a police officer who even decided to come to my aid was also assaulted. So it became up and down and of a sort. So in fact, at the point I noticed that the lawyer who was supposed to even defend them is a friend, Justice Abdullah was a friend. So I spoke to him. I said, "Oh, you are in this case for this time, and your client or your people, the sympathizer, almost assaulted me." And he said, "Oh, looking at the situation of that." So at the point he spoke to them. So when Salif Amwako and the wife were making their way into the courtroom, they wanted to prevent him, but he made a point, and so they stopped. So I was able to get a video of Salif Amwako entering the court.
Right.
To cut the whole thing short, after the case was done, he was granted bail, and then they were in the process of executing the bail bond. So we were doing our stories. So immediately information came that he has executed the bail bond. I decided that I was taking the video of Salif Amwako leaving the court to tell the story that yes, he's met his bail conditions and he has been released.
Right.
Just when I pull off my voice, I heard the sympathizers who came and some of the guys that I can identify say that no journalist is allowed, no journalist here, no journalist is allowed. Before I could say Jack, my mobile phone was smashed for me, hit the ground, and then those guys just pounced on me like that. My attire that I was wearing, they tore it up.
And we are seeing the videos on the screen, and it's terrible, Murtala. But how are you feeling? How are you feeling now, my brother?
As we speak right now, I have serious pains with my right arm. I've suffered some bruises in between my thumb and then my index finger. There's a blood within me at this moment, and then my right ring finger. There's also a bruise, and then blood is currently coming up. So I have come to the Ministry's police station currently to make a report. So that is where I'm talking to you currently from.
Right. Murtala, and clearly we are with you in these times, and really sorry that you had to go through this in the discharge of your duty. But thank you so much for the updates there. Murtala Inusa is the legal affairs correspondent. Yes, Murtala, yes, tell me.
Yeah, Joshua, just before I go, my mobile phone has also been taken away. I cannot find my mobile phone as we speak. So
the mobile phone that was smashed from your hand, you cannot find it now.
Absolutely. I don't know where the mobile phone is right now. So somebody else has taken it away.
Right.
As we speak, as I talk to you now, I'm talking to you with a colleague's phone.
Right.
So that is the situation. So I am currently at the police station.
Very well.
That I make a formal report on that.
Right. Very well. But I mean, looking at the video, Murtala, have you been able to find out if someone really has your phone now?
It's something that we are yet
to still finding out.
We placed a call, and then it went through. There was a lady that picked the phone, but I'm yet to speak to him to find out where exactly I could trace it.
Very well.
But as we speak, I've not been able to get access to my phone.
Well, Murtala, once again, truly sorry that you had to endure this, but that's Murtala Inusa. He is a legal affairs correspondent, and it's quite unfortunate that Murtala had to go through this simply because he was doing his work at the courts. I mean, we should learn to avoid things of this nature. I mean, he's just doing his work. If you disagree with him, fine, but then it's terrible, totally terrible, and we condemn this in all certainty. Well, still talking about this particular development, what we do know is that the founder and general overseer of Alive Chapel International Church, Prophet Elisha Salif Amwako, has been granted bail by the Circuit Court in Accra in the sum of 50,000 cedis with 2 sureties each. Now, his wife, Moha Amwako, a banker, and one Linda Bonso, a sales assistant, have also been granted bail in the same sum with 2 sureties each without justification. Now, this was after they all pleaded not guilty to 1 count charge of permitting an unlicensed person to drive. Well, away from that, medics in eye care have expressed concern that some 80% of Ghanaian children have never undergone an eye checkup. Now, they warn that the trend could lead to an increase in preventable blindness and eyesight complications in later years. These concerns were highlighted when the Living Waters Hospital held free eye and dental screening for some 20 basic schools in the Idrisu municipality on World Sight Day. GHOne News' Ivan Heathcote-Fumado has more.
This year's theme for World Sight Day, marked over the week, Children Love Your Eyes, drew attention to the neglected topic of eye care among children. For Ghana, the theme is germane, as only 2 out of 10 preschool children aged between 3 and 5 have ever undergone an eye checkup. To bridge this yawning gap in eye care, the Living Waters Hospital conducted free eye and dental screening for students of some 20 private and public basic schools in the Idrisu municipality. Chief Executive Officer of the hospital, Dr. Gabriel Sechi Kofi, expressed worry that many children are living with eye and dental conditions that could pose further complications to them in their later years.
Living Water seems to be taking care of over 20 schools, both public and private. And in taking care of their health, we realized that the statistics show that a number of these students had eye problems as well as dental problems. So we decided that in order to address this problem, then the best thing for us to do is to bring these students in during the customer service week, then screen them, pick these diseases up, then solve them.
In Ghana, the World Health Organization estimates that there are some 400,000 blind children in Africa and many more with visual impairments. In Ghana, it is estimated that childhood blindness accounts for 5 to 10% of the national burden of blindness. Dr. Sechi Kofi wants healthcare professionals to step up education on comprehensive early medical screening to reduce the numbers.
My advice to all hospitals and all healthcare providers, I believe that these conditions are prevalent within the communities, and my advice is that during the health service week or during the customer service week, other hospitals and other healthcare providers would do such free screenings for their customers, especially those within their catchment areas, so that they can pick these conditions up and solve them. And I think it will be to the betterment of the whole of Ghana.
Many of the complicated eye and dental cases picked up were scheduled for specialist care as part of the contribution of the hospital to the World Sight Day and Customer Care Week.
Well, still with health-related issues, the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumu, says communities endemic with cholera are being provided with safe drinking water as part of interventions to contain 9 cases recorded so far. Now, the Ghana Health Service confirmed cases of cholera in the Adan West and Adan East districts of the Greater Accra region, raising public health concerns. Now, the first confirmed case was reported on October 4, 2024, when a patient visited a health facility with symptoms of vomiting, diarrhea, and abdominal pain. Let's hear the Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kumu, addressing the media in Koforidua.
We had some cases of cholera in Adan East and Adan West. We are working very hard to contain it within Accra West. So we are working with the Assembly, the Water and Sanitation, and the community leadership to contain it. So far, we've had 9 confirmed cases, and I must say that cholera is to some extent endemic in Ghana, but we don't have, that's the difference between that and an outbreak. And so, yes, that because of that, during the COVID and the level of hygiene improvement, we saw that no case came up. But it looks like people are relaxing, and that is what is going. So that's an alert, not just for the districts that are involved, but for all of us. That personal environmental hygiene is extremely important. currently we are making sure that treatment is ongoing, where we need to creating cells within the community to address cases on time. We have both regional and national teams in the district working. We are also providing them with water, which is very crucial, so that they all get potable water, and we are sure that this will be contained very easily. But we need the support of everybody, including the media, to ensure that the necessary information goes out there, the necessary protection, hand washing, among other things, are important for us to be able to avoid that. And that those who get it should report immediately to the facility, so that we can not only save them but also make sure that that.
Well, you're still watching news tonight here on GHOne television. It's some 52 days to the general elections in December, and we are your election hub. Now, the Electoral Commission has disqualified the opposition NDC's parliamentary candidate, GHOne, for the Amenfi Central constituency over an interlocutory injunction filed against her by some members of the party. Now, the applicants accused her of falsifying documents to allow her contest the parliamentary primaries of the party, but the party cleared her to contest in the December parliamentary elections. Now, a letter from the Electoral Commission said, since the court has neither stayed nor vacated the injunction, she has been disqualified from the elections. Let's speak to Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Gbande, for more on this particular development. Mustafa, thank you so much for joining us on News Tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Great. So, are you aware of this disqualification of GHOne, your candidate for Amenfi Central?
I think it's a surprise news to all of us. As new, it hasn't come to our attention. This is the first time I'm hearing it. And I in good faith, believe that it's an oversight. Because if the commission had at least contacted the party backdoor, which is something we will do because we have that level of collaboration, the commission would have had to upraise itself with the fact that the purported legal action have been dealt with is inconsequential to the election on which GHOne Kodjo is a candidate of the NDC. And let me give you a bit of the genesis. We had primaries. It was contested by Kwachiaka and two other members, which saw GHOne Kodjo winning the election. Kwachiaka then questioned the qualification of GHOne Kodjo as a member of the NDC. Party leadership have engaged him, the flag bearer, and everybody engaged him.
Right.
Each time he agreed, then he goes back and he does another thing. It got a time when he got few people to go and file in court, seeking for a nullifying of the election.
Right.
So what the judge did, instead of dealing with the matter, adjourned the case to somewhere in November. I think October 26th or November. So the party then had no choice and decided that, okay, for the purposes of peace and reconciliation, General Secretary had nullified the Amenfi Central election in whole, and fresh election was, organized. Kwachiaka again participated in the fresh election. But what happened to him is that he forged documents. So what he's accusing GHOne Kodjo for, he has committed words. He forged the document and was caught. So the vetting committee then told him that, okay, this is what we have discovered on your own document.
Right.
It's either you are cited for forgery or you withdraw because you are an honorable member. He gave the option to withdraw and he withdrew. Then the party proceeded to announce GHOne Kodjo as an unopposed candidate. So the document before the electoral commission is not the previous election, but the fresh election that was organized. So there's no contention against the candidate.
Right. But this letter to GHOne Kodjo was written on the 10th.
Hello?
Yes, Mustafa, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I'm saying that the letter from the Electoral Commission to GHOne Kodjo was written on the 10th of October. That's what, some 6 days ago. And you say the party is not aware of this letter?
Well, I'm surprised that the Electoral Commission, what the Electoral Commission is doing, is to take advantage of a very corrupt judiciary and to play us on the ground to favor the MPP, and that's what.
So, is it the case that GHOne did not falsify any documents whatsoever before the Electoral Commission?
The party had procedures of primaries. The party had gone through vetting. There were appeals. Appeal processes were held. There were even a special committee headed by the General Secretary and the National Chairman. Those are the individuals vested with power to determine the legitimacy of documents. They accepted General Kodjo as a member. In fact, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, when he was coming to consult the MPC, he was not a member. The General Secretary at the time gave him a waiver. So the party has a waiver if they decide to give any candidate. And so a person can allege, but as to whether what you are alleging is having a basis or not, it's another matter. And I think that GHOne Kodjo was duly elected. The question one will ask is, if not Mali, will Kwachiaka have still proceeded to court if he had won the primary? He will not. He participated in the election. His agents were there. They campaigned and he lost. He argued and we organized fresh election. He forged documents. Was it GHOne Kodjo that made him forge documents?
Right. So
he forged documents on his own account.
So Mustafa, as it stands now, what is the way forward for the party? Because we have 52 days to the elections. What is going to happen?
That's why I said that the Electoral Commission's letter will have been written, but for me, I think there is an oversight. The Electoral Commission's attention will be drawn to the material facts, and I believe that she would listen, because really it's an error, and that error will be drawn to her attention, and I'm sure that appropriate measures will be taken.
Mustafa, thank you. Thank you so much. That's Mustafa Bande. He is Deputy General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress, talking to us on that letter from the Electoral Commission to GHOne Kodjo, the NDC's candidate for Amenfi Central. As it stands now, he says, well, that letter cannot be the real deal. And so they will also return some messages to the Electoral Commission. But away from that, former Member of Parliament for Kumbungu, Ras Mubarak, says the former minority leader and Member of Parliament for Tamale South, Haruna Idrisu's motion to declare some seats vacant is bizarre. Now, he says the motion completely ignores the pressing needs of the populace. Now, Speaker of Parliament Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagman on Tuesday deferred the ruling on the NDC's push to be declared majority in the House after over an hour of debate by members of both sides of the lawmaking House. But the former MP for Kumbung, Ras Mubarak, in a statement, wondered what benefit the declaration will bring to the NDC in December. Parts of the statement, as you can see on your screen, reads, now, the former minority leader said he was defending the constitution. Now, under the watch of the former minority leader, the NDC had a chance to cause the removal of some MPs who had violated the constitution and caused a by-election. Now, at a time when it mattered most, the former minority leader abandoned his duty to defend and uphold the constitution, and alas, the issue has been conveniently swept under the rug. We in the NDC are hungry for political power. We are going into a very difficult election where the referee, which is the EC, is biased against us. The sooner we kept our eyes on the most important things, the better for us. So those are excerpts of the statement released by Ras Mubarak on Haruna Idrisu's motion to basically declare some 4 seats in Parliament vacant, including 1 seat belonging to the NDC, and that's Amenfi Central, where we also know that the EC has written to the candidate for the area, GHOne Kodjo, saying that, well, she has been disqualified from that race. Now, still speaking on this particular development, Executive Director of Parliamentary Network Africa, Samuel Obeng, has cautioned the move has the tendency of causing more harm in future. He spoke on Newsroom.
The provisions of Article 97(1)(g), which points to the fact that if one is elected into Parliament on the ticket of a political party and the person intends to stay in that Parliament now as an independent, person's seat must be that big. I don't think that the agreement of the Constitution indicates that if I am the ticket of a party, not intend to relinquish my place in the party, but for the next Parliament, my intention is that I will seek to become an independent member of Parliament, not in the current Parliament, but in the future Parliament. And the party have not written to me to say, I have left party or I'm not within that particular fold any longer, for which reason I cannot perform my duty. I do not see any reason why the mere fact that a matter gets raised on the floor of Parliament, like it is the case now, should mean that members of Parliament should have their seats declared vacant. Let's remember that this is significantly different from the instance where you are elected as an independent member of Parliament, but now you are seeking to join a political party, which is the case of the Fotna MP now, and that comes under Article 97(1)H. That's a different matter. But when it comes to the specific case in point in the 2020 ruling of Speaker Queen, I thought that, because of the precedent that it set, the Speaker then should have hastened slowly. Because then we are going to have a case where members of Parliament in the future, when you have some very, very mischievous political party officials and
now, if you think the dust on the presidential debate has settled, wait a minute. President Akufo-Addo just entered the group chat. Well, he wants a debate and wants it now. So hold your horses. The debate is not for him, but for his vice president and NPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and NDC flag bearer, GHOne Dramani Mahama. Well, a few weeks to elections 2024, my colleague Eko Boachi tells us why this is important to President Akufo-Addo.
Why is John Mahama running away from the debate?
$1 million question there, Mr. President. However, does this remind the nation of anything?
Asante Mantem. Say debate no among pen the whole Ghana. What the Asante Mantem? Omombra, Mensah, no Montraha, Nena, Yenchen, Ayawa, Asante Mantem.
In 2020, reports indicate President Akufo-Addo rejected invitations from then NDC flag bearer GHOne Dramani Mahama to contest in the debate. But now things seem to have changed. The president wants the NDC flag bearer and Vice President Bawumia to face off.
We need somebody who's reliable, whose word can be trusted, who is consistent, and who is clear-minded. And that is why some of us are saying, in fact, the majority of us in Ghana are saying, we want him and Bawumia to debate the issues in our country.
Nothing more will please the NPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
I'm afraid that he's running away from a debate, isn't it? His people say he doesn't want to debate, but he doesn't want to debate because he knows I'll expose the emptiness of his policies.
Yet, the NDC remains unperturbed.
President Mahama met you journalists. He gave you an opportunity to ask him all questions.
So I asked questions.
There was no question going. There's no question anyone again can ask President Mahama beyond what you guys asked him. Bawumia should first meet you people that way. Answer your questions, then he can meet us for a debate. We are ready. President Mahama knows what he's done.
Is that a yes? Especially after Dr. Bawumia has also met the press.
Nobody should be allowed to be president who cannot answer these questions straightforward. Yes or no?
Mr. Mahama, the ball is now in your court.
Mr. Mahama, which is which?
At this point, will anything change?
The people of Ghana deserve the debate so they can see, feely, who is doing what and saying what and representing what.
For GHOne TV and Star FM, this is Eko Boachi's report.
So John Mahama there with the legendary and then that report by Eko Boachi. But talking about December 7 elections, independent parliamentary candidate for Asim North, Ohene Kwame Frimpong, is promising jobs, improved education, and better healthcare for his constituents. Now, a philanthropist, Frimpong has funded community projects, including schools and hospitals, and is known for creating jobs through his ventures like Salt Media. Now, he shares his plans during an interview on Ultimate FM as part of his media tour of the Ashanti region.
The motivation comes from the fact that I want to do a lot for the youth, I want to put farming into a great perspective. I want to put healthcare into a great perspective, and then make everybody enjoy the healthcare facilities that we have in Ghana or in Asim North. The previous, member of parliament have been able. They've done their part. Now, there's a lot more that needs to be done. It's a vast range of things that needs to be sorted in the agri sector, in the education sector, in the health sector, and OK Frimpong is coming to get all these sectors, things done in these sectors properly.
Now, still with political stories, a heated clash between supporters of the National Democratic Congress (NDC) and the New Patriotic Party (NPP) erupted in the Awin municipality of the Western North region. The altercation, which centered around the use of district road improvement project machines for political campaigning, resulted in tensions between the two parties.
The altercation reportedly began when NDC supporters rejected the posters of the MPP's parliamentary candidate Abanga Yakubu Fuseni from being displayed on the drip machinery. The situation escalated when, after repeated warnings to remove the posters were ignored, the NDC supporters placed their posters on the machines, sparking a violent confrontation at the fuel station in Enchi. Spokesperson for the NDC parliamentary candidate and incumbent member of parliament for the Awin constituency, Oscar Oforilabi, confirmed the incident to the media and accused the MPP of not following the advice.
Abanga is just a mere paperweight, just a candidate. Minim the oya abaimu, and so the party folk on the catch and say, "Diamo yano, one shania, one jaya, yansu ya the candidate there, process ebabe obobo. Omo kaya, omo antie, near society, yansu ya the process, ebabe boss akane ho. Na money ahode say, Montime Mrs. Yobiwo, Kumha, Mema Bangana who say Yanchi Hanewo, no Fena Waba.
The NPP parliamentary candidate for the area, Abanga Yakubu Fuseni, confirmed the incident and said the case has been reported to the police.
Matofuela, Migusua, Mecha Kwan, yes, Kwaneko, Matthews for bro, Bayer 30, and Omaba, Sam Pinasumomo. In fact, Omachu Chairman Crawford is Kanya videos in Ida, Ewaha.
With both parties standing by their actions, the clash raises concerns over the heightened political tensions leading to the December elections. Police have since launched investigations into the incident to prevent further violence.
Well, as we are inching closer to the elections, business leaders have not been left out, as chief executive officers of various institutions have also been encouraged to participate in the Ghana CEO Gala dinner, which basically would also seek to galvanize the private sector and also strategize with political leaders going into the elections in December.
The dinner seeks to rekindle the partnership between business and political leaders through a renewed social contract based on trust, accountability, on a shared vision. It will bring two major political parties' presidential candidates to one platform to make commitments to the private sector on how to implement their manifesto if they emerge victorious in the 7th December elections. Speaking during the launch, Ernest de Graft Ejui, the founder and chief executive officer for CEO's Network Ghana, says the platform is to foster collaborating and drive accountability between the private sector and the government.
Designed to foster collaboration, drive accountability, and chart the path forward. This gala dinner will aim to reset the partnership between business and political leadership through a renewed social contract based on trust, accountability, and shared vision. It's a platform for genuine change where our country's business, the political elites, will commit to a future driven by sustainable growth.
Moses Baden Jr., CEO of Margins Group, says the private sector, centered as the engine for economic growth, deserves to be on the platform with the two major political parties' presidential candidates to engage with them ahead of the election.
And the private sector will continue to be an engine for growth of the economy. As a result, it's important the role businesses play in the economy, and they must be given greater platform, such as what we are coming to witness on the 7th of November, to dialogue with policymakers and offer solutions to stimulate the direction of the economy. The CEO Presidential Manifesto Gala Dinner 2024 thus provide a platform for business leaders to ponder their expanded role in society in shaping Ghana's future amidst such critical time that we.
Well, so that ends EIB Election Hub for this evening.
GHOne OV van has been one of the best vans I've used personally in this country. It runs a system where we are able to run on Dante to be able to do our broadcast mixed well also from this van.
I've used this OB van for quite a number of big productions, i.e. 3 music awards, the late President Rollis' state funeral, Miss Africa Awards, and a number of them.
My experience with the GHOne van has been the state of the art equipment they have. Personal experience is you can use it for both indoor and outdoor, all events, conferencing, like anything you need a van to work for you, GHOne provides it.
My experience with the van has been very good. Why? Because it has a number of facilities that I may not get in other vans. You know, the van has a very wide bench that can accommodate all my technical crew, ICCU, switcher, graphics, CG, and all of that. And then it also has a studio, a green room studio that comes with TriCaster. So if you want somebody to do commentary on a live event, you can put that presenter or host in that studio as well and get that running.
To give an experience to our audience, we're also watching on TVs and online. Work with an Exo technology system, which makes your video mixing with Panasonic cameras, like a lot of other stuff in terms of content you need to get also for your live broadcasts.
I prefer the GHOne van to a lot of other vans I've used, or even doing my own setup on a tabletop setup, because on a production you see a number of people in the van, and so if you have a very small van, it means that it's going to be choked, and that will affect the creativity as well. The price has been discounted as well to accommodate varied budgets, and so no matter the budget you have, I understand you can have the truck and do business with it.
It looks huge, but very affordable. Cost is really, really affordable. My experience with it, EMI Awards last year, super excellent. Try it, call them, and I'm going to give you the best of price. Really affordable.
You're still watching News Tonight right here on GHOne Television with me, Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Let's do the latest in the world of business. In business tonight, Sunana Sogli Power Limited has announced the shutdown of its operations on Tuesday, 8th October 2024, due to the Electricity Company of Ghana's inability to settle a $259 million debt. In a statement signed by the chairman, Kunyang, the company explained that it was forced to cease operations after ECG failed to honor its overdue payment obligations despite multiple promises to do so. The statement also emphasized that Sunana Sogli Power has been patient and considerate in its dealings with ECG and the government over the years, unlike other independent power producers. Well, still in business, Rana Motors is commemorating 30 years of its flagship compact SUV, the Kia Sportage, by unveiling a 30th anniversary special edition onto the Ghanaian market. Now, since its introduction in 1994, the Sportage has achieved phenomenal success, selling over 7 million units globally across generations, making it Kia's best-selling model worldwide since 2015. Calvin Powell has more.
For 3 decades, the Sportage has upheld a legacy of cutting-edge safety, exceptional performance, and innovative design. The 30th anniversary edition celebrates this illustrious heritage while showcasing Kia's vision for the future. Chief Operating Officer Kasem Odemat emphasized that the Sportage embodies a perfect blend of luxury and rugged reliability, synonymous with dependability and innovation.
Of outstanding success, Kia has equipped a new special edition of the 2024 Sportage with enhanced specification focusing on convenience and safety while further elevating the model's considerable luxury and design appeal. As Rana Motors, the sole importer and distributor, we proudly celebrate its 30th milestone with 30 unique Kia Sportages today.
Car review expert Eddie Poku underscored that across generations, the Sportage has consistently prioritized modern technology, efficiency, and value for money as its hallmark.
The 4-wheel drive system gave way for an all-wheel drive technology, automatic transmission, high-tech, all right? It became a bit more roomy inside because we had modern technology, so we could also expand the interior room, making it more family-friendly. Then we have the 5th generation, which is what we have now. Very, very technologically advanced car. If you even compare it to the competition, you realize that it has a lot from the interior, the technology that's on board, shift by wire, 360 cameras.
Some Kia Sportage enthusiasts and customers shared their experiences with the media.
The Sportage is unique compared to all the other SUVs on the market. Talk about Ghana, we are assembling them here. They are readily available, no wait, no go count.
Kia it's a very reliable car. I've had my Generation 3 for, Generation 3 for, 12, 13 years. No issues. And I now have a 5th generation. I mean, I haven't driven it yet, but that's what I also have. It's reliable. It's really good value as well.
Notably, only 30 limited edition units of the Sportage at 30 are available, with 5 already sold to customers who received special packages.
Now, Ghana's crude oil production has decreased by 6.78% in 2023, contributing to an average annual decline of 9.2% over the last 4 consecutive years. Now, since 2010, the country has seen a steady drop in production volumes. According to the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, this continuous decline raises concerns about the future of Ghana's upstream petroleum industry. Now, if these challenges go unaddressed, the sustainability of the sector could be at a serious risk. There's more in this report.
The 2-day technical consultative workshop organized by the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, PIAC, is to engage stakeholders in the petroleum industry to discuss and find solutions to the continuous decline in crude oil production in Ghana. Constantine Kujeji, a member of PIAC, highlighted factors contributing to the decline, such as the natural depletion of oil fields like Jubilee, TEN, and Sankofa Ginyame, SGN. He stressed the need for further investment to boost production.
To effectively address the decline in crude oil, Ghana needs a multi-pronged strategy focused on economic diversification, sustainable exploitation of its petroleum resources, promotion of renewable energy, and development of local industries, whilst building a resilient economy and embracing the global energy transition. Cognizant of its development needs, Ghana must also ensure sustainability of its upstream oil and gas industry.
The Deputy Energy Minister, John Abam Abuasani, also pointed out that internal factors, including the COVID-19 pandemic and the global shift towards energy transition, have made it harder to attract investors into Ghana's petroleum sector.
These factors have, to some extent, hindered the lances' ability to fulfill their mandatory work programs, although the capability of some of these lances have also been called into question. The foregoing is a testament to the unique challenges confronting the domestic oil and gas industry, the global energy transition, reduced capital for hydrocarbon projects, and shifting market dynamics are also dictating the pace for oil and gas exploration and production.
The workshop aimed to identify the challenges and issues related to the energy transition and sustainability in Ghana's petroleum sector. Through expert discussions and collaboration, participants sought solutions to reverse the decline in crude oil production and find a sustainable path forward.
Now, the Upper East Regional Capital, Bolgatanga, will soon get an airport as a Chinese mining company, Shandong Gold, is working towards building one in the area. Now, this was disclosed to the media by the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abu Jinapo, during a call on him by the Chinese ambassador to Ghana, Tong Defo. Now, according to the minister, the project demonstrates Ghana's commitment to collaborating with China for mutual benefits. Jinapo also emphasized that Ghana will ensure all Chinese companies operating in the country adhere to environmental laws.
Our relations are strong and they are historic. They began all the way at the time of our country's independence, when your president, the chairman Mao, sent the vice premier to be here on the 6th of March on the Independence Day of Ghana. So I'm happy that you found it necessary to be here and to pay this courtesy call on me. As you know, there's a lot of Chinese involvement in the large-scale mining industry of our country. In the Upper East region, for example, Shandong Gold.
Shandong Gold, yeah.
Yes, Kadna Namdini, which is going to be the third largest mine in Ghana when completed.
I have no chance to visit. I'm intending to visit.
That would be good. And then, of course, they are also making plans to build an airport in Bolgatanga in the Upper East region.
It's in the north part of the country.
The very northern part of our country, which is all very good. And of course, we have Shifenji Long, which is also a Chinese company, which is running the Golden Star Wasa company in the western region of our country. And then we have TMI, TMI, which runs the only manganese company in Ghana Manganese Company Limited. And I think that all of these have been very significant in the mining industry of our country and the mining architecture of our country. And so we look forward to working with you closely to ensure that.
Well, that'll be all for business this evening.
Now, thanks for joining me here on Sports Brief. I am Monica Bukari. Former Black Stars player and FIFA Under-20 World Cup winner Emmanuel Armah has raised concerns about the commitment of the current Black Stars squad. Speaking on the game here on GHOne TV, Bedu expressed disappointment, stating that the current Black Stars players lack the passion and dedication that once defined the national team. His comments follows Ghana's 2-0 defeat to Sudan in the AFCON 2025 qualifiers.
I'm getting tired, I'm getting frustrated. Like I will become a very bad person. Because for the past 5 years, I have been talking, and it comes to a time I don't even know what to say again. Then the question is, you go back, what is the problem? What is this? What is this? The problem is the one we have been advocating for, that our strongest weapon in this country is our Under-20. That is where we get our players to feed our blasters. Now, when you rely on the junior teams and maybe rely on your local league so that you can get 1 or 2 qualities from the local league, add to your junior teams, then you go outside and bring some of your quality players, those who are playing outside, then you make them, then you have a team. Today we are talking, and I'm telling you, it's 15 years that you won the Under-20. Where is your Under-20? So the problem itself is a structure. If maybe you don't have time, or maybe one day I will come to the studio.
We will love that.
I will show you a document of what Lepet left about our DNA, and so that we can scrutinize and talk about it, and you will see the things we have been saying for more than 5 or 6 years. It's the same things he documented for them. Are we working on it? Is it that we need to concentrate only the Black Stars, because everything is the Black Stars, and we all know that our biggest weapon is our junior national team. So if you don't build the foundation very well, it will force you to go outside to bring guys that don't know the terrain and the culture, and even socialization is worrying them here.
Now, Emmanuel Armah also addressed the unfortunate incidents involving Black Stars goalkeeper Lawrence Atizigi and Jordan Ayew, which led to a fallout between the two players. He noted that the incident is a clear indication of underlying cracks within the team.
If there is a problem at home and it escalates and comes out, and that is exactly what I'm talking about. You could see that it was petty. And we just leave it like that. And now it has escalated, it has exploded. And that is exactly what we are seeing. We have been there. I know when you see the body language, when you speak to some of the players, they will tell you, say, senior, what is going on? Where you say you this one. Then I say, hey, and that's something like Ghana. If it got to this point, then we are doomed. So we beg them. Yes, they can massage the tent. Me, I still eat from football. If the game goes down, I am doomed in this country. What am I going to do? There's children that is coming that they want to be more than Ajimai Badu or earn something for football. If it collapses, what are they going to do? So me, I might not get any work anywhere, but if the team is going down, I will speak about it. The only thing I can say is the privilege I got is talking to you on your great station, that it will go fast so that people will know what is going on. That is the only thing I can do now. Please, there are cracks in the national team. Let's not massage it. They should sit down with some of the big players in the team and try to solve it amicably. Else, if today you take the coach and make Pep Guardiola, things will not change.
And that's all for sports. I am Monica Bukari.
And so on that sports note, we wrap up the bulletin right here on News Tonight on GHOne Television. Grateful for your company this evening. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. Grateful to the production team for making this happen. Do have a wonderful evening.